friends. Today we will discuss the TCP/IP protocol. Already we seen yesterday about the OSI reference model. It consists of 7 layers, but the OSI layer will be basic fundamental reference protocol, which will be used to implement any other protocol, which will be standards which are meeting the ISO standards. So based on this reference model, later they have developed one more protocol in 1980s, which we are calling as TCP/IP protocol suite, which is not exactly same as ISO model or OSI model, but the original TCP/IP layer is defined as into 4 layers. One is host-to-host network, internet, transport, and application layer. But when compared with the TCP with your OSI reference model, generally we have to maintain 5 layers of OSI will be combined into 4 layers of TCP/IP protocol suite. Now we will see one by one. So when you see, when compared the TCP/IP model with OSI, so total in the OSI we are having 7 layers, but among those 7 layers, the presentation layer and session layer of your OSI model will be combined into one. So that's why all these 3 layers will be combined into one layer. That's why application layer. That's why the presentation and session layer of the OSI reference model are absent in TCP/IP model. Remaining will be as it is, but the functioning of your transport layer and your network layer will be replaced by, that is, transport network layer will be the internet layer and transport layer will be transport layer of functions will be different. Now we will see one by one. But what is the exact TCP/IP protocol suite? So it consists of basically total 4 layers. One is host to host network layer, that is host to network layer. So this is the one where we will be providing the services to your network layer or internet network layer, and then internet layer, and then transport layer, and then session, presentation, application layer into combined into one, which we are calling as applications layer. Now we will see one by one layer, that is physical and data link layer. So always we will see, and network layer we are having IP protocol, which will be just a number of protocols which are ARP, RARP, ICMP, and IGMP. And then the transport layer we are having basically 2 protocols, TCP and UDP. Along with that one we are having one more is SCTP, which will be used for voice over IP. When you go for application layer, what are the applications will be provided in OSI layer, same will be used in the TCP. Now we'll see one by one layer in. Now when you are coming to this one, in the physical layer of your protocol TCP, always all the physical and data link layers, the TCP does not define any specific protocol, but it supports all types of protocols which will be defined in the networking. That's why it supports all the standard and proprietary protocols for physical layer and data link layer, so that it can provide the services to the internet network layer by using the LAN or WAN or MAN. So that depending upon that one, simply to provide the services from your physical layer, data link layer, data will be to the network layer. But the main function of networking layer is very important of TCP. It supports both IP protocol, that is called internet networking protocol IP, which will be used for supporting protocols for IP, that is ARP, RARP, ICMP, and IGMP, because the IP protocol working with these 4 protocols. So that is network layer. So before going to remaining protocols, what is internet network layer? So that is IP protocol uses the IP address, which will be used to identify your source address and destination address. When you forming a routing path, always your IP protocol will be used. That's why without IP, till now there is no internet. So till now also we are using IP protocol format, which will use for transfer the data from source to destination. I think all of us are using IP address. Thus IP address is nothing but your TCP/IP protocol we are using. But now we are using 4 version, but maybe in future we are going to IP version 6. But nowadays we are using IP version 4, but in US nowadays they are using IP version 6. That is the 5G technology where we are using, but now we are using the 4G technology. Then for working and route pathing, always we are using IP network address, that is called IP address, simply which is a logical address, not the physical address. If you go for physical address, means MAC address, which we are defining in the data link layer, already we seen. Now in the network layer, always we are using the IP address, which is a logical address. But how to identify by using the IP address with your physical address? Because your IP address is physical address, which will sorry, IP address means your logical address, which will be mapping with your physical address called MAC address, which is available in your network interface card. What is the network interface card? That is called your LAN wire, where you are dipping into that one. In your laptop we are having network interface card. Similarly, if you go for cell phones or laptops or whichever you are having, always we are calling network adapter, where we are having network interface card, which consisting of an address. That address is called physical address. So when you are connecting the internet into that laptop or your mobile or your system, always your physical address is there. When you are connecting the internet, there is generating a address which we are calling as logical address, which provides the internet, because this IP address will be used for accessing the internet from the ISP, that is called internet service provider. So to access the internet. So but who will mapping this IP address to physical address? That is logical address to physical address. Don't confuse. Logical address means IP address, whereas physical address means MAC address, which is available in your network interface card. So we are using the one of the protocol which we are available in the IP, that is ARP, address resolution protocol, which will be used to find internet address which will be mapping the logical address with a physical address using the NIC. By using this one, simply we can map. Then when you go for receiver side, so if I want to go for reverse way, that is called we are using RARP, that is it allows a host to discover internet address when it knows the only its physical address. Suppose I know the physical address of that one. By using the RARP, I can find from which network internet service provider he can access the internet. Also we can find. So mapping of logical to physical is called ARP. Mapping of physical to logical is called RARP. These are the basic two things which we are using in the IP protocol, are ARP and RARP. Again, the structure of ARP and RARP we will see in the third unit. But basically there are basically two protocols which will be used for mapping of physical address to logical and logical to physical. Then when you go for internet control message protocol, next one is ICMP. Internet control message protocol means while using the internet, suppose you are not connecting, the page cannot be displayed, or so and so error is found, like that we are getting the messages. So whenever your internet is not connected or is there any errors is occurred, to control that internet control, we have to send a messages, that is called ICMP protocol. That is internet control message protocol, where we are using some error reporting messages or a query message, because even your internet will be not found or IP address is not found. So if you go for wireless, you can connect the wireless, but there is no internet access. So like that we are getting number of messages. All these things will be carried out by the ICMP protocol, that is called internet control message protocol. Similarly, that is called one-to-one communication. Suppose you are go for group communication, then again you are getting a problems, or when you want to send a messages, then simply you have to use internet group message protocol, that is simultaneous transmission of a message to a group of recipients. If you want to go for WhatsApp group, I want to send a message to all the members, then we have to use one protocol which we are calling as internet group message protocol, which we are calling as IGMP. So based on by using these four protocols, your network layer IP protocol will be working by accessing the logical address or IP address of a system source to destination. Okay, so this is about the TCP/IP protocol network layer. Now when you're coming to the transport layer, in the transport layer, I think again the transport layer of TCP will be consisting of three protocols. One is UDP, which we are calling as user datagram protocol. Another one is TCP, that is called transmission control protocol, and then we are having SCTP, that is called stream control transmission protocol. The first one is user datagram protocol. So user datagram protocol is nothing but it consisting of only a port address in place of IP address, and then checksum, error control, and length of the information to the upper layer. So this mainly used for, it is a connectionless protocol, not a connection oriented. Already we discussed in the previous class what you mean by connection oriented and connectionless. In the connection oriented means a particular path, dedicated path only, we can transfer the data from the starting to ending. Only a particular path we can send the messages. But in a connectionless oriented means we can send the data from source to destination, but the path may be changing from one packet to another packet, but ultimately the message will be delivered to the destination. So when you go for UDP or user datagram protocol is a connectionless orientation. So basically user datagram protocol will be used for sharing the or transmitting the large amount of data like videos, audio files or image files. Generally because we go for unstructured data, simply we have to use user datagram protocol or UDP. So which consisting of your port address, checksum, error control and length. There is no acknowledgement concept in user datagram protocol. But coming to the TCP, still now we are using basically a TCP protocol which we are calling is called acknowledge based protocol. Means what is the acknowledgement based protocol? Like your register post. When I am sending a register post, always what we are getting along with your message application, we are putting an acknowledgement card. Once it will reach the destination, again you will get an acknowledgement. Yes, your parcel will be received by the sender. You will get a confirmation. Yes, your message is delivered. Simple example is register post. Like that, acknowledge based. So similarly, the same thing, the transmission control policy, it will be reliable stream transport protocol, because compulsory a connection will be established when you go for TCP control at the both ends of the transmission, either can transmit the data. Why means? Because always after establishing the connection, then only you can transfer the data. Otherwise, there is no transmission of the data like as UDP. Because the TCP is a connection oriented protocol which is acknowledgement based one. Once I am sending hi, again I am getting an acknowledgement, then only I will transfer the data. Otherwise, I will stop until other section will be says hi or I am ready to receive the data by getting the acknowledgement signal. Then only we can transfer the data from source to destination. Otherwise, simply send hi until I will get the acknowledgement signal. I have to wait because the receiver is not ready. I will not send the data. Because by using the TCP control, where we can do the flow control and error control is very easy when compared to UDP, because UDP is a connectionless. That's why we cannot give the guarantee whether your data will be transmitted successfully or not. But in the transmission control protocol, we are having flow control, error control, and always will get the acknowledgement, so that if there is any error is occurred, then again the sender will be retransmit the data. So that's why the TCP is always reliable protocol, whereas UDP is a unreliable protocol. Okay, then we are having one more extra feature will be added in this one, that is STC SCTP, that is stream control transmission. What is meant by stream? Stream is nothing but simply a byte oriented stream. Generally we are having a reliable data we are using. So it supports the voice over the internet application. I think all of you know nowadays we are using VoIP, voice over internet, that combines both features of UDP and TCP we are using. But nowadays from 2010 above we are using voice over IP, but previously it is not available. At that time we are using only UDP and CDP, but nowadays we are using also SCTP, that is stream control transmission protocol. So this is about your TCP transport layer of your TCP IP protocol suite. Then when you are coming to the application layer of your TCP, it is equal to a combined session of all layers of your OSI, that is presentation layer, session layer and application layers of OS will be combined into one. Again it provides the services to the users by using the GUI. A number of services will be there. The first service is SMTP, like email, that is simple mail transfer protocol. I think all of you know go for Gmail or Yahoo Mail. Always what we are having, that is the protocol consisting of to address, send address, subject, body, and number of options or features are adding daily one by one using the smileys. Whatever we are adding, all features will be done by using the protocol in application layer is SMTP. The next one application is FTP, file transfer protocol, which is used to transfer the data to the server. Like you are doing the website hosting, or you are generating a website, or you are running a website, then I have to upload some of the files to your website, or I have to download the files from the website. Then simply we have to use the protocol is called file transfer protocol, where we can upload the files or where you can download the files from the file server. Then we have to use FTP. A number of softwares are available. We are using Core FTP, FileZilla, like that number of softwares are available in the market with a free of cost. So by using that one, we can do the web hosting. Suppose if you want to create your own website, then simply have to use FTP app. Then DNS, domain name system. I think all of you know what is the domain. Suppose if you go for Yahoo or Amazon, Amazon.com is there, Amazon.in there. If you go for .in means within India. Amazon.com means commercial, where you go for US, anywhere we can use. Like that, the number of domains are available in the market, like EDU, education domain. Like US means within the US, like IN, India. COM means commercial. Like the WORG means government services, always we are using WORG. So like the number of domains will be there, how to create the domain and how to create the domain name services, all we will see in the fifth unit. But the feature will be provided in the application layer is your DNS. One more is SNMP protocol, that is Simple Network Management Protocol. Simple Network Management Protocol. Because suppose you are maintaining the networking, I am creating suppose 80 machine, I am having a number of networks will be there. I want to connect the different types of networks. Then simply I have to use Simple Network Management Principle, where we can see in the 15th, that is our 15th syllabus, SMTP, FTP, DNS, SNMP. So again one more in the is telnet. Again there are number of applications are there, T-login, like that. All the other different types of features we are adding in the application area. Now in the WhatsApp, at that time there is no WhatsApp is there. Nowadays WhatsApp is there, that is called VoIP, voice over internet. Okay, so I think all of you know voice calls and video calls, that is all come under voice over IP. So like that number of applications will be in the application layer. So that's why there are basically 4 layers will be in transport TCP IP layer. That is, one is network to host or host to network layer, second one is internet layer, and then transport layer, and then application layer. So they are the 4 layers which are using in the TCP IP. Again IPv6 4 protocols, ARP, RARP, ICMP, IGMP. The transport layer is UDP, TCP, SNMP, and application layer consisting of SMTP, FTP, DNS, SNMP. So this is about your TCP IP protocol. But we'll see all the format in next unit one by one when you come into the each layer. Then the basic one is what are the basic differences between OSI and TCP layer. So basic one is, I think all of you know, last one we go for, that is OSI consists of 7 layers, whereas the TCP consisting of 4 layers. That is the fundamental one. But when you will see one by one differences, because it is very important one when you go for exam point of view. That's why I will list out the differences. We will see one by one. I can see the one I will read out. Simply use, I think all of you discuss. OSI is a generic protocol which is the independent one. But when you go for TCP, is a based on a standard protocol where we depending upon your internet was developed. It is a communication protocol which allows connection of the host over a network. So any host to network protocol. Then OSI will be modeled as transport layer guarantees the delivery packets, whereas the transport layer in TCP does not guarantee, because I am using UDP. But TCP, if you use, it is a reliable one. Otherwise TCP will does not provide the not guarantee. But whereas the transport layer will be give some, because they are using only one TCP. But here we can use the TCP